Alright, let's talk about something that's been stressing out a lot of folks. Australia's visa options if you're over 45. Yep, the big 45. Apparently, once you get close to that number or hit that number, some visa doors start to close like you're Cinderella and it's midnight. But don't worry, I'm here to give you the 2025 lowdown. So, grab a cuppa, get comfy, and let's figure out how to make Australia your new backyard. First off, why is 45 such a big deal in the Australia visa world? Good question. Basically, a lot of Australia's skilled migration visas, especially the points-tested ones, like the Skilled Independent Visa or Skilled Nominated Visa, start giving you fewer points after 33, and then completely shut the door at 45. Yep. Apparently, the Australian government thinks that once you hit 45, you've peaked. But here's the good news. Not all hope is lost. There are still several options on the table, and today we're digging into those golden nuggets of hope. 1. Employer-sponsored visas with exceptions. Okay, so here's the deal. If you've got a job offer from an Aussie employer, you might still be able to get in, even if you're over 45. But of course, there's fine print, because of course there is. Let's talk about the Temporary Skill Shortage Visa, Subclass 482, and the Employer Nomination Scheme, Subclass 186. If you're over 45, you're usually not eligible for permanent residency through the 186, unless you fall into one of the juicy exemption categories, like you're earning mega bucks. Think $170,000 a year. This is for the 2025 update, and yes, that number can go up again. You're a senior academic or researcher, brainy types. This is your moment. You're in regional Australia and have been on a 482 visa for 3 years with the same employer. You're a medical professional or work in aged care, where they're practically begging for help. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, I'm not a neurosurgeon, but I do run a successful cafe, don't give up yet. There's more. 2. Global Talent Visa, Subclass 858. Okay, this one's like the VIP backstage pass of Australian visas. No age limit if you're exceptionally talented, like globally talented, like your name rings bells in your industry, talented. Think tech wizards, fintech founders, medical geniuses, quantum computing folks, climate change researchers, and artists who make us question the meaning of life. Now, if you're over 55, you have to show that your presence in Australia would be of exceptional benefit. So if you invented a robot that makes coffee and does your taxes, congrats, you're in. But for real, if you're in one of the 7 target sectors, like digitech, health, energy, defense, agri-food, space, and fintech, and you've got a strong profile, this could be your golden ticket. 3. Business Innovation and Investment Program, Subclass 188. Ah yes, the Money Talks visa. If you're over 45 and have a successful business background or some serious investment cash, you might be eligible for this pathway. This one's split into different streams. The Business Innovation Stream, for people wanting to start or buy a business, and the Investor Stream, where you invest at least 2.5 million Australian dollars into designated investments in Australia. For Significant Investor Stream, the high rollers, you'll have to invest 5 million Australian dollars, and you don't need to meet the age requirement. They're just like, thanks for the money, welcome aboard. This visa is complex and definitely not for everyone. But if you've got the funds and a decent business background, it could be your pathway to permanent residency. And hey, at least you don't have to memorize the periodic table like the global talent folks. 40. Partner visas. Love is not bound by age, and thankfully, neither are partner visas. If you've got an Aussie partner, married or de facto, you can apply for a partner visa. Subclass 820 and 801 for onshore, or 309 and 100 if you're outside Australia. No age cap, no skill requirements, and no investment thresholds. Just love. And a pile of documentation, because immigration doesn't believe in fairy tales. The catch? Processing times can be long, and you'll need to show that your relationship is the real deal. Think shared bills, joint bank accounts, travel together, text messages about whose turn it is to take out the bin. But honestly, this is one of the most straightforward pathways if you're over 45 and in a legit relationship with an Aussie. 5. Parent visas. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. These visas are not fast or cheap, but they do exist. If your kids are permanent residents or citizens in Australia, you can apply for a parent visa, like the contributory parent visa, subclass 143, or the temporary parent visa, subclass 870. The 143 gets you permanent residency, but it'll set you back over 47,000 Australian dollars per parent. The 870 is a temporary visa, letting you stay for up to 5 or even 10 years, but it doesn't lead to PR. It's more like a stay close to the grandkids, but don't unpack forever kind of deal. And the big thing with all of these? The balance of family test. Basically, at least half your kids need to live in Australia permanently. 6. State-sponsored business or talent programs. Some Aussie states run their own business or talent programs and may sponsor individuals outside the usual federal criteria. This is kind of the backdoor route, but a totally legit one. Think of it as states saying, hey, Canberra's rules are a bit tight, but we want you here. States like South Australia, Tasmania, and Western Australia have been known to support applicants who bring business ideas, regional investment plans, or specific skills even if they're over 45. So yeah, don't just look at federal visas. Dig into what the individual states are doing. They might be more into you than you think. 7. Student visas. Yes, really. Okay, now hear me out. This one isn't a forever visa, but it can be a great stepping stone. There's no age limit to studying in Australia. Want to do a diploma, a degree, a master's, or even just upskill? You're in. And while you study, you get work rights. It's a good way to dip your toes in, get local experience. Downsides? Tuition can be pricey, and you'll need to show financial proof to support yourself. But if you're dreaming of a new start and don't mind hitting the books, this could open doors. So, what's the best visa if you're over 45? Honestly, it depends on you. Your skills, your money, your relationships, your plans. The whole there's no one-size-fits-all thing applies here hard. But just know this, being over 45 doesn't mean the dream is dead. It just means you've got to be a bit more strategic, maybe even a little cheeky. Look, Australia's migration rules can be complicated, like assembling furniture with no instructions. But once you understand what's out there, it's not impossible. All right, legends, that's it from me. If you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe, send it to that one mate who's been thinking about moving to Australia for years. Catch you in the next one.